Charlie in the studio again. YouTube sensation Nat Tran. Thanks for coming in, Nat.
I was wondering why that song sounded so familiar. Yeah.
This one, somebody's watching.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he played that last time. That joke again.
Because lots of people watch you. Get it?
Whatever, Chris.
Hey, I went to a lot of time and effort to make that.
Oh, poor thing. So many people have called up for you, Nat. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're talking about names that, you've had a bad experience with a name and it's kind of stuck in your mind and it kind of scarred you. And Nat has a video all about this phenomena, which you can check out right now at hot30.com. And a lot of calls coming in on 1-800-1511-00. Leanne, you've had, you've been kind of tainted by a name?
Well, the name is actually not my name. I have a cousin, and he and I actually have the same last name because, ironically, his mother and my mother married brothers. So it means that we have the same last name. Yeah. But he actually married a lady by the name of Leanne as well. Mm-hmm. So not only do we have the same first name, but we also have the same last name.
Does that mean that a lot of people in your family share towels?
No, she lives out of town. I keep telling her, that, I'm lucky I like her because I could get her into a lot of trouble.
Thank you so much,
I love you, Natalie's go for a positive, like you can share towels. My mind instantly goes to the negatives. You're like, hang on, there's got to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Jessica's called us on 1-800-1511-00. Jessica, is there a name that you've had just tarnished in your brain forever?
Yeah, the name is Lara.
Why is that?
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah.
Oh, so Lara.
Lara's a bad one for you.
Does everyone hate Lara?
Oh, God.
Because there's a girl at school that I didn't like called Lara, and now the Vodafone robot, her new name is Lara.
Oh, you mean like when you get your credit for your phone?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Lara. And you're like, this is going to be a bad time with you, Lara.
Yeah, so now I can't name my kid Lara.
Because of the Vodafone robot?
Yeah.
Oh, why did you? Because you kind of cringed straight away as well. Now, do you have an issue with Lara's?
I have an issue with Vodafone, Lara, yeah.
Yeah.
She and I have shared many moments. I am saying yes, Lara. Please just say yes. Lara, listen to me, honey.
Lara.
Yeah.
I could throttle you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
No.
Hey, thanks so much for your call, Jessica. Katie's given us a buzz on 1-800-1511-00. Katie, have you had a really bad experience with one name in particular?
Yes, I had a bad experience with the name Chloe.
What happened?
Yeah, well, my parents were going to call my sister Chloe, but then they went out for dinner and saw like a naked painting and it was named Chloe.
We don't want her to grow up to be a skank.
Exactly. So they were like, maybe we won't call her Chloe.
Oh, wow. That's right. I had a bird called Chloe.
Is it a naked bird called Chloe? Because this is obviously a trait carried through by Chloe.
Well, apologies to all the Chloes. Yeah. They're not all strippers, we got to say that.
Not all of them.
Charlie, thrilled to have this lady back in the studio.
I know. The YouTube sensation. Over 2 million people watch everything she does online. Natalie Tran, welcome again.
Back.
Thank you. You've got the number a lot higher than it is, but I'm not going to complain.
Oh,
it
really?
sounds really impressive when you say that. I heard you before, and like 2 million. I'm like, that sounds awesome.
It's 1.9.
Yeah, it's 1.9. Come on. You're the 17th most subscribed of all time on YouTube. Can you believe it? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's just the internet, so I don't know if it's that impressive.
Just the internet. Come on. Now, actually, let me ask you this very quickly. Do you have a view, being so big on the internet and everything, do you have a view on what they're talking about with this internet censorship thing that they're talking about doing?
Yeah, I'm against it because I think that if you can't opt out of the filter, then it becomes, it's mandatory censorship. That's a problem. I don't know who does the internet become tailored for, but that's a serious thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you.
I can't show my boobs, and that's a big problem. So,
yeah, I know.
Because that's a big pool for the 2 million.
Then it's only 1 million. Yeah. No, it's.
Well, I know because one of your rules with your videos that you make is you never get into politics or religion. Are they the two?
That's not a rule. It's not a rule. I'm just a really boring person. No.
Okay, you just haven't.
Yeah.
So what are the videos about? What kind of things are they for people who have never seen them?
They're just little, 3-minute skits on everyday kind of stuff. So observational kind of humour. I use the word humour very loosely, but yeah.
Now, I believe we're going to put one of your videos about this up on the Hot 30 website tonight.
Yeah.
What's this one about tonight?
Well, this one, actually, Charlie might be able to relate to this more because Chris is a common name. Natalie's a common name. But, I was thinking, do you guys ever judge people just purely based on their name because you know somebody else with the same name? For example, Charlie, female Charlie, that's a rare name. If I ever meet a girl named Charlie now, I'll think, lovely. I think of the lovely, radio girl. I think of the lovely girl from High Five. Now, if I meet Chris and someone's like, I met a Chris, he wasn't so nice. I'm like, I met a Chris, trust? What would you expect from a Chris? I knew a guy named Chris. He was a bit of a.
But with those more common names, I suppose that you've met a million Chris's. It's less that impression.
Yeah,
is
you're
less
right. If I meet a
strong in your
J-Lo,
brain.
if I meet another J-Lo, my mind will immediately, another Usher, that's not going to go down well.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, it happens with exes a lot. I think you would never name your baby after your partner's ex.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Little
Yeah.
things like that.
But it's weird how you base like a stranger, a total stranger. But also when I worked in retail, I noticed, because, when you work in retail a lot, you get a lot of angry customers and they'd come up to me and they'd be like, listen, what's your name? And I'd be like, my name's Natalie. They're like, well, and then they mock your name. And they're like, well, listen, Natalie. And you're like, whoa, lady, like, back up. I didn't
Yeah.
say anything.
That's an
What
attitude.
is your name?
Yeah, what's your name, miss? Because I'm sure I've met a couple that I don't like. But you know how people use names? They're a really kind of a mean trigger for things, I've noticed.
Especially when you first meet someone that you might be a little bit attracted to and go, oh, okay, and you're single, and you go, okay, this could turn out interesting. Then you find out their name and go, oh.
Well, it's your mum's name.
Well, that's I'm going to an engagement party on Sunday, and they're a lovely couple. They're absolutely beautiful. But the guy, Tim, his fiance's name is Sarah, and that's his sister's name as well.
Ouch.
See, because my sister's name is Annabelle, and I've met a
that's an
gorgeous girl
awkward
called
night.
Annabelle before, and I was like, oh, I don't
Can't
know.
date Annabelle.
Really? You wouldn't date somebody because they have the same name as your sister?
I don't know. It was definitely an original put off.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine.
Look, let me say these two are a beautiful couple, and love has obviously prevailed. So I don't want to get uninvited.
Engagement
to the
party's
party.
called off. No, I could never date someone like with my dad's name. Or I always think of my dad if I meet another Peter. They're the first people that come into your mind. I have changed a doll's name when I was little because it was named after a girl at school I didn't like.
Really?
You know when it comes with a name? Those Cabbage Patch dolls?
You
I
changed
actually
the doll's
changed
name.
the birth certificate because it was the nasty girl at school's name.
I think about it, and I think if I have a kid, there'd be a lot of names I don't think I could name it. But it's weird. Like, you'll hear a story about something, someone will be like, well, this girl named, Amanda, she came up and she was really horrible. And you're like, oh, Amanda, we'll trust, her name's Amanda, what would you expect? It's pretty... Do you know what I mean? It's like, you remember Amanda from the other school. This is a problem with Amandas. You just cannot trust them.
I know what you mean. I think Charlie does as well, but there's only 3 of us in the studio. Let's just double check that we're not insane and open up the phones to you guys, having a chat to us about when someone's name has put you off them, or just as a name has just remained a negative impression in your mind, like Chris, for example. Chris Page and Charlie Delaney. Charlie, we have YouTube phenomenon, Nat Tran, in the studio. Thanks so much for coming in, Nat. Now, we're talking about names that you've been scarred by, and if you want to see Nat's video that she's made about names that scar you, it is very funny. It's online right now at hot30.com. Jennifer, have you got one of these names?
My ex's name was Jessie, and we didn't have a good breakup or anything. And I didn't realise that it affected me until like a couple of weeks ago when I was at my mate's house and I met his dog. And I was like, oh, this is the cutest dog in the world. And I'm like fawning over it, and he goes, yeah, its name's Jessie.
Oh, wow.
Immediately, I just hated this
You
dog.
looked at the dog and you went, I thought there was something I couldn't trust about this dog. I thought he was a cheating bastard the moment he came into the room.
I was about to instinctively kick him, and I just don't know why.
Something about this dog.
I had a dog called Jessie that my parents put down because they were moving house.
That'll make
And-
Jennifer feel better.
Well, no, how now I'm sad. But it wasn't even that sick. They were just moving house, and it would have been really inconvenient.
What?
Really?
That's
Yeah.
not
They
funny.
don't, Chris, they don't let pets at this one, so we're going to have to say goodbye.
This is not funny.
I think that's hilarious. Convenience, less postage.
A video coming soon about putting down pets when they're not sick at youtube.com/community channel, which is where you can check out all of Nat's videos.
Chris used to have a little sister, actually. They just didn't have a 3-bedroom house. They just couldn't get into it.